In that today they've got a young magician and an amazing animator and much, much more.
Wow, but now there's some secrets in Julia Jekyll.
What's the secret you said you were going to tell us, Mrs. Rocket?
Now, Roger, go and watch the door and let me know if Mr. Rocket comes.
Right, Mrs. Rocket.
Now, the day after tomorrow is Mr. Rocket's 10th anniversary as head of the Rocket Academy. Yes, and to celebrate, I'm organising a surprise party here after school. Yes, I didn't tell you before, only the teachers, because I want it to be a secret. Mr. Rocket mustn't know. There'll be food, to my own special recipes, of course. And as a special surprise, I want to present him with a book about his experiences at the school, and I'm looking for 2 volunteers to compile this book. Jacqueline Edward Nicholas, you shall have that honour. Now, I want you two to go round to the staff and children and gather humorous and touching stories about my Memphis. That will bring a smile to that happy face of his whenever he reads it.
Look out! There comes Mr. Rocket. Talking about him.
Who was talking about me?
Oh, no one, of course. You must have misheard.
I'm looking forward to doing this book. Getting some good stories about Mr. Rocket.
I'll go and get my reporter's pad and pen.
Too slow. We'll tape them, and then we'll write them up afterwards.
Good idea.
Funny stories are the best. They show affection for the person being talked about.
What's up with you two?
We're overlooked at this place.
Yeah, Mrs. Rocket's doing a book for Mr. Rocket's surprise party, but do we get a chance to do it? No. It's always those 2 swats.
I'll give Mr. Rocket a surprise, all right. I'm going to make sure the authorities know what a twit Mr. Rocket is. Then they'll sack him, and I can take over his job.
You won't have a chance there. Everyone likes Mr. Rocket.
Not for long. His reign of stupidity is about to end.
So what did Mr. Rocket do then?
Speak up, because we want to get it all on tape.
Well, then he slipped onto the sofa and fell face first with this bowl of custard his mother had just made.
That's when we discovered you all win.
Yes, the more stories we can get about Mr. Rocket like that, the better.
We'll go and get some more from other people.
I wonder who else is involved in this hideous plot against me.
Oh, Mrs. Jekyll, I'm planning a surprise party for Memphis to celebrate his 10 wonderful years as head of the Rocket Academy the evening after tomorrow, and I'd appreciate your help with the catering. For some reason, people are most unappreciative about my cooking. Are you any good at Korean swamp cuisine?
Oh, I'm afraid not, Mrs. Rocket, but Jerry and I are only too happy to help in any way we can.
Oh, I have to go now. He's coming now. Hello, Memphis.
Who was that on the phone, Mumsy?
On the phone? The phone? I was just discussing recipes with a parent.
The only people who'd want to discuss recipes with Mumsy is the forensic department.
Mrs. Jekyll was in earlier.
What does she want?
She wanted to borrow some flour.
Flour. Oh, baking, is she?
No, beloved, she's going to build a brick wall.
Sarcasm is the lowest form of wit.
Oh, not Jason. Anyway, the flour wasn't for her.
Well, who was it for then?
It was for Julia.
Julia. Oh, in that case, I'm surprised she didn't want to borrow a stick of dynamite.
Dynamite? Oh, Jason, that's an awful thing to say.
Well, Julia's always creating explosions. Why can't she do homework like an ordinary child?
I blame that loopy Rocket Academy.
That's it, Mona. We should go straight to the source next time there are any big bangs.
What source?
Well, the Rocket Academy. We should go in, see Mr. Rocket, tell him about the explosions and threaten him.
Threaten him? How, Jason?
Say we'll go to the proper authorities.
But be fair, Jason. Only if pushed.
Honestly, Julia's energy. She's made this cake, and now she's working on an experiment.
The cake looks delicious.
It's lovely, Jerry. Julia's a good cake maker. It's having small hands give such a delicate touch. Haven't you, love?
What, Mum?
Such a delicate touch.
Sorry.
That's it. I've been pushed. I'm going next door to complain.
And I'm going with you.
Oh.
I'll go.
That's the jitters, Dad.
Oh, Jerry, look who it is. Jason and Mona.
Oh, hello, you two. Well, been snowing?
This isn't snow.
No.
It's plaster from our
ceiling.
caused by that terrible explosion. Today it was the kitchen. Last week it was the garden shed.
Ornaments all over our living
All
room
over the
floor.
floor.
I'm very sorry, Mr. and Mrs. Jitter.
Oh, she's only doing a school science project.
I thought so. Right. Tomorrow we'll go to the Rocket Academy and register our complaint.
And maybe at last something will be done about it.
Mumsy, do you know what day it is tomorrow?
It's Thursday.
No, not that. I mean, do you know if it's a special day tomorrow?
No.
You know, the sort of day when people get cards and presents and things.
I don't think so, Memphis.
We better hurry up and get some more stories about Mr. Rocket. Yes, time is running out.
Hello, we're collecting stories about Mr. Rocket for Mrs. Rocket.
We know what it's for and we're not interested, so buzz off.
Buzz off! You're not getting any stories from us.
If you'll excuse me for a moment, please.
Oh, the Blister Sisters. Who'd have thought it? Out of all the people in this school, the Blister Sisters are the only ones truly loyal to me. Oh.
Julia, Jekyll and Edward have said to me, I hear you're being difficult and won't give them any stories about Mr. Rocket. Difficult? No. What do you want to know? A story saying how nice he is.
Oh, Mr. and Mrs. Jitter.
Mr. Rocket, we have a complaint.
Have you seen a doctor?
About Julia Jekyll and her experiments.
Oh.
Because of them, our house keeps being blown up.
Blown up, and all our ornaments have chips.
Chips?
There's an experiment going on in the Jekyll's garden shed that could do with being investigated. We'll let you in the back way through our garden.
The back way, through your garden.
And if you don't go, we shall report you to the authorities.
Authorities?
And say that you are unsuitable for being a head teacher. You've been warned.
Oh, the only ones on my side are the Blister Sisters.
Making us tell stories about Mr. Rocket and what a nice guy he is when everyone knows he's a twit.
Yeah, the sooner Uncle Lester takes over here, the better.
No one likes me. It's all over.
Dear Mumsy, I've gone to investigate something before I'm investigated by the authorities. Love, Memphis. Oh!
What on earth was that scream? What's wrong?
Oh, he's gone. My Memphis is gone.
Gone where? What's this about being investigated by the authorities?
It can only mean one thing. He's robbed a bank.
Robbed a bank?
He's on the run. He's never coming back.
Aha!
Mr. Rocket's on the run.
But what about the surprise party Mrs. Rocket's throwing for him tonight?
Oh, he'll miss all the fun.
Wait, say that again?
Oh, he'll miss all the fun.
What possible mischief could this do?
My experiments.
Leave this to me.
It's a chimney sweep.
No! I think it's Mr. Rocket!
What?
I'll go.
Well, Mrs. Rocket will be thrilled that Mr. Rocket's turned up.
Another big bang. And we personally asked Mr. Rocket to investigate Julia's experiments.
He did.
No word from Mr. Rocket yet, Mrs. Rocket?
Nor from the authorities. Maybe he didn't rob a bank after all.
What awful thing gave you such a thought, Mrs. Rocket?
Me.
And after I've said what a wonderful person Mr. Rocket is, I shall produce this letter.
Which I wrote and which you haven't paid me for yet.
Don't worry, I'll settle up with you later.
What does it say?
To my mumsy and everyone else. My last wish as I leave this school forever is that my wonderful friend and colleague Lester Blister should take over as head teacher at the Rocket Academy from this day. Signed, Memphis Rocket, bank robber. And in closing, my few words about how wonderful a person Mr. Rocket was. Tall, hairy, generous to a fault, and how he shall be missed by all of us. I would like to read to you a letter, what he wrote to me before he left. To my mumsy and everyone else, my last wish as I leave this school forever is that my...
Memphis, you're back from on the run.
Curses!
I was never on the run, Mumsy.
What about when you ate my prune pie surprise?
Oh, the Jekylls told me everything about the party and the book and the fact that you all like me after all.
Oh, we do, we do. You should have heard the wonderful things Mr. Blister was saying about you just now. They'd have brought tears to your eyes.
Oh, Blister, old dude, I'm touched.
You certainly are.
Oh, I've been a fool. I should have known you wouldn't forget, Mumsy.
Oh, now we can begin the celebrations proper. Julia, bring in the cake.